welcome to the shift. Today's guest, we have Jay.
What's up with it, bro?
What up, what up? You've got a crazy story. It's a wild story. And I want to share it with as many people as I can and inspire as many people as I can.
Absolutely.
And help as many people through the experiences that you've gone through. Trying to find a positive.
Right.
Let's get some background on you. Where'd you grow up at?
I grew up predominantly in Spring Valley, California.
Okay.
Back and forth between Spring Valley and Southeast.
Growing up as a kid, how long did it take before you started kind of like getting into trouble?
I would say like as soon as I got into foster care, that's where it started.
When did foster care come in?
Probably 5 years old.
And what was the cause of that?
I'm not quite sure. Probably drugs.
And then at 5 years old, it just doesn't work out. Right. And then is it you and all your siblings that end up in foster care, or is it just you?
Yeah, no, we were all separated. So at the time, I think there was like 9 of us. You know what I mean? And
there was 9 of you guys living in the home together, 9 siblings?
Yeah, prior to
being separated
by foster care. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, so at 5 years old, you go into foster care, and then you go somewhere by yourself to a new home, or where do you guys go?
I went to
where do you go?
I went to a foster home with my younger brother, Taryn, and we were lucky enough to, you know what I mean, to be able to stay together.
Was it a good family that you guys went to?
Nah.
Were they abusing you?
Nah, I feel like more neglect than abuse. You know, a lot of people do get abused in them situations, but I would say more neglect than abuse. You feel me? A lot of times they have like, other priorities. You know what I mean?
So what's the average amount of time that you're staying in a home, would you say?
Probably like a year.
A year?
Yeah,
and then
probably like a year.
How many years do you stay through the foster system?
I was in the foster system from like 5 to like 9 and a half.
Okay.
Something like that. So like 4 years.
And then at 9 and a half, what happens?
My grandmother got custody of me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So the whole time that you're going through the foster system, are you in any kind of contact with your grandma?
Yeah. No, she would come visit and like take me home for the weekend sometimes when she could, stuff like that.
Okay. But 9 and a half, you and your brother get back with your grandma?
No, we all individually. Me and my little brother ended up eventually like getting separated, but
wait, when did that happen?
I would say probably like 3 years in. I went home first to my grandmother,
but
we were separated prior to that. I don't know why, honestly. You know what I mean?
Okay. But one day it happened, and then you're by yourself.
Yeah, we just got separated to different placements.
So 9 and a half, what is that, like 3rd grade? Something like that?
Yeah, like 2nd, 3rd grade.
Yeah, about 3rd grade?
Yeah.
Okay, so you get back with your grandma, and how are you as a kid at that point?
Foster care is where I kind of like...
I mean, you must have picked up some stuff in foster care.
Yeah, definitely. Just rebellion more than anything. I didn't really see in foster care. I didn't really see anything that would, like, I wasn't around like no criminals that I knew of. You know what I mean? But just the rebellion and not wanting to be where I was at and wanting to be with my family.
Okay.
Kind of like. It started brewing something there, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So it starts brewing, you get back with your grandma, and then when do you start getting into trouble?
I started ditching school. That would have been my first real trouble.
And how early were you ditching school?
Like 2nd grade.
Where do you go in 2nd grade to ditch school, man?
So, the first time I ever ditched, I was going to a school in Southeast San Diego in Lincoln Park called Kennedy. Me and my older sister, we would go to like a lot across the street. It was like a swap meet back in the day or something, just a big empty ass lot.
Yeah.
And we would just go over there and dream, man.
No way, you guys would just go get away over there just to get away from school.
Yeah. By the time I came to Spring Valley to live with my grandma, I was already like, in 2nd grade, I was already like okay with not being in class.
Yeah, by then you're already maturing. Mm-hmm. I mean, you're not moving like a regular 2nd grader. Nah. You know, your mind is way beyond
over there to over here.
Yeah, So you're moving way different.
Yeah.
You know, my daughter's in 3rd grade. So I'm thinking about my daughter, and I'm there ain't no correlation at all with age of you being in 3rd grade. So, okay, so you're going through elementary school. How do you end up in juvenile hall at some point?
Yeah, like 6th grade, 96. Ended up in juvenile hall. Couple days.
Do you care to share how you got into juvenile hall, or what led you there?
Me and a couple of my boys got caught stealing from the mall, stealing shoes.
Oh, just theft, just kids being dumb.
Kids being dumb, and I decided I wanted to go see what juvenile hall was like, so I didn't give up my information. Told them I didn't have anybody, didn't have nobody they could release me to. So they were like, okay, well then we got to take you to juvenile hall. I'm like,
you did that on purpose.
Yeah.
And what was the excitement, or what was it about that you wanted to see?
Just hearing like older dudes talking about going to juvenile hall. My older brother had already been to juvenile hall. It was like the cool thing, I guess, at the time.
Is it everything that you expected it would be, or?
Oh man, it was like, it was probably the most terrifying thing in my life up to that point. You feel me? Like just getting there and actually, being trapped. Like actually for the first time, like going through foster care, all that, like the interviews and all that, it was epic, but like actually like losing your freedom and being placed in a cell where no one can help you. You know what I mean? It was a bit frightening.
Okay,
yeah.
But you said that was a few days?
Yeah, I was only there for like 2 or 3 days before I was like, yeah, man, my address, my phone number.
He said, no, there is somebody that cares about me out there. Yeah, I can get a ride.
Right. They were like, okay, we'll drop you off. You feel me? They dropped me off at the house. I didn't even go in the house. I went right back to where the homies was at. Once I went to juvenile hall, it was like, it was over. It was over. I never been out like from 1996 to like, well, when I paroled in 2017, I had never been out more than like, I would say a year max.
Wow.
Yeah.
From the 6th grade? From
6th grade to 2017. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I paroled in 2017. I've been home for some years now.
Yeah, you have, because we've been kicking it.
Right, but prior to that, I couldn't to string together 12 months was a true testament.
So I think, but what happens though is things start progressing, right? This starts snowballing. It starts getting worse and worse, right?
Yeah.
So you go from the first one's 3 days, but then you're saying that you get less and less time that you're staying out. Mm-hmm. So I would assume that not only are you just acting out more frequently, but the things are probably getting more severe, right?
Definitely.
The charges.
Yeah, progressively getting worse.
So what kind of things did they get into? When you're running around as a kid.
Around that time, auto theft, burglary, a lot of dirty piss tests. You know what I mean? A lot of just.
But it's a lot of what you would expect a young kid running around that doesn't have much going on. Jacking cars,
right?
Jacking this, jacking that,
jacking whatever,
knocking down this, doing whatever kind of trouble you can make. Right. It's like that.
Right.
It's nothing extreme though.
No.
You're never running around as a kid putting guns up to anybody.
No.
You're just running around being a kid, basically.
Being a kid.
You're being a kid.
Trying to get some clothes, trying to get some money.
Exactly. Trying to eat.
Girl. Yeah. Right. Right.
And you're trying to live, right? And you're trying to find something.
Right.
Like I said, you're maturing at such a rapid pace through your childhood that, your problems are way bigger than passing a test at school.
Right.
So like you said, you did good in high school considering everything, and I'm like, yeah, man, you should not have been at school. Like, most other people in your situation would have like just ditched and not gone back at all. So you get through high school, and what's the big thing that lands you in jail?
I ended up AWOLing from Camp Barrett and then catching a residential burglary charge with a few of my partners while I was escaped from the juvenile facility that I was in. But I had turned 18 while in custody. So when I got arrested, they charged me as an adult for the burglary as well as the escape.
let's talk about what the burglary is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because burglaries, I've seen them play out many different ways in movies, right?
Right.
So is this another situation of, because you're saying you busted out of Barrett, right? With a couple of people.
Correct.
So you guys are young. You guys are like 17, 18,
Mm-hmm.
and you guys are in. What is this? What is the facility like? What is it like? It's like a prep school type thing, or it's like a military type thing?
It's like baby jail. You know what I mean? It's
baby jail with a school.
With school, correct.
Okay, baby jail with a school.
Yeah.
And I mean, you guys live there and everything,
yeah.
So it's guarded.
It's guarded. It's fenced off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You feel like you're in jail.
Yeah. There's people there doing 14, 15 months. Some people doing 2 or 3 months.
And you managed to escape with a couple people. Correct. Okay. And you guys escape, and then how long after is it that you guys bust into this house?
I would say 2, 3 months after the escape, I got caught for the burglary.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you escaped, like, what were you guys doing, or where'd you guys go? What happened?
We were living at the beach.
You guys were living at the beach.
We were living at Hamels.
That's crazy. So you're out for like 2, 3 months. You're chilling, and this burglary, is it wrong place, wrong time? Like, because at this point, there's no reason to lie, right?
We were robbing houses. You know what I mean? Looking for safes and jewelry, TVs, laptops.
Yeah. Sure. So make no mistake, like you know what you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. At this point, you're
at
this point you're a professional, and you're like, this is what I do.
For sure.
You're like, and I'm running this way.
For sure.
Okay. I just want to be clear.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're doing this. You do this burglary, and you guys get caught at the house. How does it play out?
We had been in the neighborhood and probably alerted somebody somehow. You know what I mean? A neighbor probably. Somehow we alerted somebody who called the police, you feel me, and gave a description of a vehicle. We were inside, damn near out with the safe. They drove by, seen the vehicle. We scrammed. You know what I mean? Got away for about a few hours, but there was nowhere to go. Boxed in. Eventually, about 4 or 5 hours after the chase, the foot pursuit, I should say, they boxed us in.
How was how many did they send to find you guys? How many cops? Was there like helos and everything?
It was a motorcycle cop that spotted us. We were damn near good, but like we were still in a group. Blew it. You feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what blew it. You think that you guys stayed in a group, that you guys didn't separate and go off?
Right.
Just that's that young dumb.
Young dumb. Feel like we need each other far, like way over here. What you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get hemmed up.
Get hemmed up.
And there's like a limbo period, right? When you first get in, where you're waiting and you don't know how long you're gonna be there, right?
Yeah. Right.
So how long is that period for you? You go in at 18, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how long is that limbo period where you don't know how long this is gonna be?
Probably it was quick. Like probably like 3 months.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, relatively quick, but I mean, in my head, 3 months of not knowing what's gonna happen to my life seems like a long time, especially as an 18-year-old.
Got you. I didn't have nothing going on besides the fact. Well, I did have a lot going on. Let me rewind that. You feel me? At that time, I found out that my first child's mother was pregnant. So
after you got arrested or before?
While incarcerated, I got a letter from her mom, and she told me that that she was pregnant and kind of like spilled the beans to me, and she didn't want her to have the baby, so she was kind of trying to get me on her team or whatever, but that was major at the time. Other than that, I didn't really have nothing going on. So going to prison, that 3 months that I was waiting to find out how much time I was gonna get,
you were just kind of getting by.
It was more like learning jail, like coming from Juvenile Hall, being you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You
had way too much on your plate, you think, for your safety, to think about what's going to happen in my life.
Absolutely.
At that point, I think what you're saying, if I'm hearing right, is you're more present, and you're like, this is where I'm at now, and I need to figure out.
Let me get acclimated and figure out how to survive in this environment.